Okay, so ready?
Want to do the countdown?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Can we do
I burped on the 3.
Oh, can we do it again? This is the second episode of We Could Be Wrong, the Snacklepuss of Nerd Podcasts. My name is Eli, and usually alongside with me was Bret, but he couldn't make it today due to foot surgery. So in order to replace him in the last minute, we got Bret. Hey, Bret.
No, actually, you got fuck. What's the name?
Fuck Bret. Hi, Bret.
Fuck Bret. What? Fuck. Yeah, that's the name.
Fuck Bret. All right. Eli and Fuck Bret in our magical adventures. So, can we talk about Jim Sterling?
Go for it. Okay, so you want to talk about a podcast he was on. I want you to explain said podcast because I haven't watched it yet. So the podcast is two game developers who didn't really care for Jim Sterling. I use the term game developers loosely on them because
they made games.
Because here's the thing. I've played around with Unity and Unreal 4, and I understand what Jim Sterling talks about with the Unity assets things. Now, I don't completely agree with him. You can totally use Unity assets in a finished product.
No, the thing he argued was that, it's not that Unity itself is bad. It's more like the people who use it tend to just take...
No. I'm talking about the Unity asset store. It's the same as like the Unreal Engine 3 store.
Yeah, I'm saying...
Unreal Engine 4. 3 is not that at all.
I was about to say, his problem is not so much people are using Unity or that, is that people are just taking those Unity assets themselves and just putting it out there and without adding any creative, something creative with it.
The thing is, though, the asset store is supposed to be for artists to build character models and then put them up on the store, and then people can use them. But, the thing is, they're not put up... Jim talks a lot about how they're put up there as templates, and that you're supposed to change them as time goes on, which is true for a lot of them. Like the cookie clicker simulator he brought up, that was a template. You're supposed to replace the images, JPEGs. That was the cookie. The thing that was the cookie clicker was it was JPEGs that guy needed to switch, and yet he just kept the JPEGs the same. But some of them are character models, gun animation, stuff like that you're not really supposed to change. So I think that's the issue is, though, you can't, what a lot of these, what people have been calling them asset flippers do, is they buy from different artists, which is kind of bad. If you're going to buy assets to use in your game, let's say you want to use enemies, you should probably keep them all from the same artist, which isn't that hard. I believe you can search by artist.
And it's a lot of things. What Jim was complaining about was that it was assets from different artists that didn't really mix well together. It was just like a hodgepodge mess.
Well, I think the other thing, though, is that people aren't just taking character models and putting those into their game. It's that they're buying full mod packages, Exactly. What happened with Unit Z.
Exactly.
And they're putting that up, which is very lazy. At the very least, switch out the map.
That's what Jim Sterling is talking about. It's
I know. I sometimes disagree with the wording he uses. I think that it's not impossible to use assets from the Unity store. Sometimes that's what they're there for. You don't know how to... You're a really good programmer, and you know how to program a game, but you're not a modeler, and you're not a designer, and you don't know how to create something in ZBrush or Maya. Well, I don't know if you can make character models.
I think it's this idea that you can't. These people can't really afford artists to do something specifically for their work, so they feel here's something that is already pre-made, and I can just buy that, and that's fine, without really trying to find a way to mold it into the world they're trying to build.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's just it's something that I would say isn't as black as white as I feel sometimes Jim Sterling makes it sound like. He makes it sometimes.
Maybe, I don't know. It's like...
I think we're putting more effort into this conversation, though, than most of the people. Because, like, the reason why I don't completely disagree with him is because the people who he finds doing it are shitheads. But, I mean, there's plenty of people, like...
Yeah, he even made a video saying, like, Unity is fine.
No, but I'm talking about people who use the Unity Asset Store. The other thing is fucking, like, I was actually working on a project using Kevin MacLeod music. And the second that shit went down, I was like, fuck, I've got to get rid of all of this Kevin MacLeod music.
The problem is not with Kevin MacLeod, is like the problem is like the same old use. I think it's like,
I hate that. I got to get rid of all my Kevin MacLeod music.
Oh,
this is like, shit.
Just change the name to Cloud McKevin.
Yeah, and then get sued by Kevin MacLeod for stealing free music. That's...
Or change your name to Cloud McKevin.
So
before I was rudely interrupted for 5 minutes.
Sorry. So he went onto a podcast with the Digital Homicide guys.
Homicide?
Homicide. I said.
I heard homicide.
Okay, whatever.
Homicide sounds like the coolest gay skateboarding
God,
team.
it's like everyone I fucking know is like, well, actually, excuse me, there's no real necessary thing for this, but I want to make a point. So he goes on with the Digital Homicide guys, and I've been told that he just got yelled at for 2 hours by them, and he was just like, kind of like, the fuck did you bring me here for?
So Jim was invited to be interviewed by the Digital Homicide guys. It was pretty much 2 hours of them. One of them was talking the whole time. The other guy was barely there. He just muttered like,
sorry for anyone listening.
He was
okay. There we go. Never mind.
No, it's just like he just muttered throughout sometimes like.
Oh no, I meant I was moving my.
No, the other guy who was in the Digital Homicide, because one guy was talking throughout the entire time, and he was just like nailing.
So what were they? Did one of them have a very deep voice, and did the other have like a very high pitched voice, and that was the one that didn't talk?
No, it was like.
Or was it like Ryan Scott, the game developer?
No, it was like
Well, you said he didn't talk, so it must be Ryan Scott, the game developer.
Nah, it's like one of them barely talked, and he was barely like audible, and he wasn't anywhere near the mic, so there was really a question as to why he was there. Because the other guy, he did all the talking, and he was just like yelling and.
How does it take two people to make a game like that? Like they
hard work and dedication.
They made a singular arena with, like, pre-made assets.
I
don't mean to sound like a total douche.
Do you know how hard it is to make an arena with single assets?
I get that.
Do you not understand how game development works?
I've worked on two-man teams of, like, game design and stuff, and, like, even with the basic shit before any of those like projects fell through, like we had more than a single arena. Like, I mean, it took us a while. Like
two-man team sounds like a weird porno company.
No, I worked with a buddy. I offered him an idea for a game in exchange for him helping teach me some of the ins and outs of Unreal 4. And the project didn't work out, but like me and him together, we built.
This city.
I mean, he put a lot of backbone into that. He built like one stage of like a platformer, and it was pretty cool from what we had finished.
Where can you find the game?
Nowhere, because the project didn't like go through.
Oh.
Like we had a lot of differences on other things.
Yeah, it's like I want it to be blue. I want it to be red. This friendship is over.
I wanted it so that anytime you go through a door, the door would explode. And he's like, "No, that's stupid." And then we just
well, to be fair, it's stupid.
No, it's not stupid. Doors exploding should be a thing.
Yeah.
Anytime you go through a door in a video game, that door should also explode.
Like explode while you're going through, or explode afterwards.
Like you walk through the door. And then everyone turns around and looks at you, and then 3 seconds later, the door explodes.
Okay, is it like it's gonna be like some shrapnel going around, or is it like just apropos?
Well, I would assume that if you walk in, close the door behind you, and then shrapnel goes everywhere, it would just kill you on the first time you do it.
So what? So is this doors that just close, or doors that left open? Any door?
No. Okay, maybe you're a superhero.
Okay,
who your power is you can phase through doors like Kitty Pryde from the X-Men,
or a ghost.
Or Ghost. They're very, very, yes. No. Or Gentleman Ghost, the Batman villain, who wears a top hat and monocle, no joke.
Really?
Yeah, Gentleman Ghost. Look him up.
How come he wasn't in the movies?
What would be great is if, like, in the background, because there's a Riddler thing in the background of one of the movies. Like one guy's name was Mr. E, so like everyone assumes that was a Riddler reference. What would be great is if just like, oh, that guy had a top hat monocle and he had the same name as Gentleman Ghost in the comics. And it's like, somewhere in my headcanon this all works out. But yeah, so you can phase through solid objects, but those solid objects have to be doors.
Okay.
And you can phase through them. But the trade back of your power is you also have Gambit's power, where anything you touch, but only when it's doors, blows up. Gambit,
that's the guy. Is that the card guy or that's someone else?
That's the card guy.
All right.
It's also Channing Tatum.
Also wait, so everything he touches explodes?
Yeah, that's his whole power. He touches things.
I thought he was just a card guy.
No, he like touches things and he infuses them with energy, and then when he releases his hand from them, they explode, which is why he wears gloves, except when he deals cards, because he throws the cards, and when the cards hit, they explode.
Oh, wow.
That's his whole power. That's his whole thing.
All right. So
that's homicide. Like if someone's like, Wolverine can heal himself and has claws? I just thought he was small and played by Hugh Jackman.
I thought he just broke into musical numbers. So Digital Homicide.
What did they do? Okay. What did they say? Two guys.
One of them kept trying to do the whole, we were not so different, you and I, thing to Jim. Well, he's saying like, hey, I use assets in my game. You use other people's assets in your videos. We're doing the same exact thing, but you're saying what I'm doing is wrong, and you're a hypocrite.
So basically, he was a poorly written like villain in a comic book. Like, you and I are the same, Sterling.
Exactly. It was like him and his partner in crime.
Also speaking about that is the worst line in history, whether villains or beautifully being used by a person in real life.
You and I are not so different. It's like, yeah, we are.
I do love when a de facto bad guy says that to like Spider-Man or Captain America. It's like, just like the Red Skull just like snaps a dude's neck and he looks at Captain America. He's like, you're not so different, you and I just want a comic where Captain America's like, you just killed a dude. Like, what about this makes us the same?
You're not so different, you and I. Is your uncle dead? No, shut up.
And then someone's like, it's your uncle? I knew a guy named Ben with his son Peter. Are you Peter Parker? And then Peter's like, shit.
No.
No.
Who the hell is he?
Peter Parker sounds like a cool dude who probably would be really great at parties that people should invite him to, but he's definitely not me.
Okay, so this homicide.
Sorry for the distraction.
No, I think the best part of that entire interview, because it was clear that these guys had no fucking idea how to talk, or really
not like us, where we record once on Wednesday, yell at each other about how fucked that podcast was, and then record it again 2 days later.
Yeah, things are going up. So
we're ruining the magic for the 2 listeners.
2 listeners? There's at least 4. So. The best part of that internship, goddamn. Best part about that interview was they were saying like, Jim, you send your fans out and you encourage them to harass other people. And Jim's like, I have never said that in my videos. And so the Digital Homicide guy was like, really? You've never said that in your videos? You never even remotely imply that in your videos? All right? Yeah, because we have a clip from a Jimquisition. This is you saying this, Jim.
Wait. Can I please make another prediction?
Yes.
Did they play the audio, what sounded like they held up their iPhone to the mic and hit play?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just spiked the mic hard on that one.
Yeah, it was basically... No, this is the best part. So they were saying, like, this is the part where you encourage your fans. So you encourage people to go out and harass a bunch of others.
Wait, I want you to put your hand over your mouth when you say the Jim Sterling line, just to simulate the iPhone over to the mic.
Okay, I'll try to do exactly what they were doing. It's like, play the clip, whatever your name is, and he's like, wait, no, go back a bit, go back.
No, are you kidding me?
No.
They didn't even have it queued up correctly.
They didn't have it queued up correctly, no.
That's like if you show up to court and you're like, my defendant could not have killed his wife because he wasn't even in LA on the 13th. And then they're like, yeah, he was. Here's his records. And like, hold on, I need 20 minutes. Give me a second.
Hold on, move it back. So they get to the part where I swear to God, this is true. This is their evidence as to why Jim Sterling.
I love the fact that they didn't have this. This is like going to the NBA Finals, and then you're like, wait,
what's
we're
basketball?
a hockey team.
Like, how do they let the Penguins play the game?
Why are the Ducks here? And then just someone in the audience is like, Quack, Quack, Quack.
Shut up, Jim. This is why I don't bring you anywhere. So, the clip, I'm building this up. The clip they use. I'm thinking of the guy, the Mighty Ducks playing basketball now. I'm sorry.
They're just like fucking like falling over because they still got their skates on. One of them just checks like LeBron James into like the audience.
They have like, okay, I know it looks bad out there, but if we persevere, we can win this game. It's like, we're playing basketball and skates, dude.
They're like going for the penalty shot. They're like all like dehydrated and passing out because they're in the wrong type of gear. And then again, the audience just goes silent. Like, Quack, Quack, Quack.
And they just slap that guy's in.
Do you think that would be the same guy who cheered at that guy ripping off the dude's arm in the Doom trailer?
Most likely.
I mean, hold on. Can I
be there?
Can I make one quick comment?
Yeah.
I love how many videos have come out defending Doom's violence, which is fine. Like, I don't think that the violence in Doom, even though the trailer kind of made it look boring, I think the issue I had was, like, there was just people cheering when, like, someone got, like, eviscerated, and it's like, that's a little, like, Coliseum-esque levels of, like, yes, bring me their blood!
Ripped off their head! Virtually!
Like, when the guy pulls out the BFG, or, like, pulls out a shotgun for the first time, it's cool. But when it's, like, the 8th time that's happened, and then there's just some dude in the background like, woo! It's just like, yeah.
I like violence! Brutal violence!
I'm just hoping that game's like Wolfenstein. But what, moving back to the guys who didn't fucking queue up their videos correctly.
Okay, we're building up this clip.
How do you fuck that up? Like, I check my application folder like 8 times before I go into an interview just to make sure I have the right application and everything. How does someone going into an interview that could potentially make or break their, like, business, quote unquote, for the rest of their lives?
I think they've already done that. As soon as
I know, but if, like, these guys want to be game developers, and this is their one shot, they get to, and this could drum up business.
This is their 8 Mile rap battle.
Yeah, this is their 8 Mile. If they're able to take him down, then maybe, like, they might even get, like, some indie games press.
And maybe Mom can make spaghetti.
Yeah, and then they'll throw up that spaghetti, because I didn't realize for the life of me that was what that lyric was about until, like, a few weeks ago.
Vomit on the sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous. But on the surface, he looks confident, ready to drop bombs. Even he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down.
But this is, like, their one chance.
You only get one shot.
It's their one shot, and like they're like getting up. It's like, a speaker getting up to the podium. It's like a big rally, thousands of. It's like if MLK, when he got up to do the "I Have a Dream" speech and just shat his pants right before making the speech, and it's like, well, you've lost any help.
I have a.
He's like, well, all right. I guess we're going back to the Jim Crow stuff because I just fucked this up. That sounded more racist coming out than I was like, is that joke too racist?
You want me to cut it out?
No.
Yeah, alright. So Digital Homicide. The clip that they proved that Jim Sterling encourages his fans to go out and harass people. It's the clip when Jim Sterling is putting a syringe on a carrot, and he's like, "Oh hi, you caught me here. I was just making genetically mutated carrots in order to destroy cities."
That's all?
That's it. That's the clip.
Like, he doesn't say, and then that's the fucking clip?
That's the clip they use to
like,
go...
Not like him saying, like, developers like this should be ashamed, and my viewers should, and I encourage you. Like, I would accept if they were like, they play a clip where he's like, I encourage Steam users to vote negatively on these games and stuff like that. That I get. I understand the rationale.
You know what's funny?
That.
You know what's funny? He did a whole video about like when throwing a tantrum works. About like boycotting does not work as well as throwing a tantrum, because he's proven like, hey, remember? It's just like, apparently a boycott for this instance didn't work, but a lot of people, they got angry and they got like, belligerent over the Mass Effect 3 ending, and they got that word across, and they got what they wanted. So being belligerent works better in boycotting for like the game industry. That's something they probably could have used against him. It wouldn't work, but still.
It would be better than a fucking carrot getting syringed, and I don't even get that.
Like, when Jim, after he heard that, he was laughing out loud. He was like... I'm thinking, he's like, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, huh? Why are you laughing?
You're laughing because you're guilty, bro.
Pretty much, that's what they said. You're laughing because you're guilty. I'm thinking to myself...
The truth is finally out.
He wants to turn his fans into carrots that eat people in the streets. Let's kill him. Hang him by a cross.
And we're back, and Eli just told me his editing process where he's like, wait, you're trying to add order. I want chaos.
Do I look like a guy with a plan, Bret?
Plan is,
so
we kill
like I said,
Sterling.
These guys... We kill this... No, these guys, it feels like... you said this before, like, ages ago. You brought up, like, those type of people who take one intro to philosophy class or one intro to psychology class, and they feel like they're...
I'm assuming you don't want me to say who I said this exact... Because
no,
I remember this
like,
quote.
You
don't want me
exactly
to talk about who
I
was saying
about.
Yeah. So, like, like a lot of people in college, I had to take an ethics course. And while I was taking that ethics course, we were talking about someone...
Was that ethics course for, like, video games?
Ethics in games journalism. No, so while I was taking that after I took that ethics course, I don't think this happened at the same time. We ran into someone who was being very douchey and acting like he was very much better than us in how he talked. And we're not going to name names or anything.
We're going to call him Debbie.
Debbie Downer. And Debbie Downer was very much like...
You're saying Debbie.
Debbie Downer was very much acting like, oh, well, blah, 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 and saying all this shit. And it's like, in my head, it just popped up. I'm like, holy shit, this is someone who took that intro to ethics course and was like, I'm not going to go any farther up this ladder, but I'm going to act like I'm already at the top. And it's just like, because I mean, that class was cool, learning about like, Nietzsche and like some of the ideas like the Superman concept and stuff
like that. Our professor taught us how to go outside of our boundaries.
It's ethics courses and philosophy courses are very interesting, but a lot of people like to take them just to feel superior. And
wait, time out. How many tabs do you have open, Bret?
0.
Okay, because like... Just occasionally you'll pause and then you come back, then you come back and sync. You'll come back and sync, but it's just like it might be just a little bit distracting.
Which in sync am I?
Now you're Lance. You're the quiet one.
Can I be JD, the one that like had no career afterwards?
Sure, you can be JD. Can I be Joey?
Is it bad that I know JD? Like, no one knows who JD is.
JD, he was the other lead singer. It, like, later on, especially, like, No Strings Attached came, the lead singers were whittled down to Justin and JD. So...
Yeah, but, like, he has had no career ever since NSYNC broke up.
Well, yeah, another thing.
It's been, like, small promotional work and, like, hey, oh, shit, that's why. Oh, God. I was wondering, I'm like, why is... Because Steam is doing what Steam loves to do, which is, hey, Bret, I didn't ask if you wanted me to update all your games, but I'm going to do it anyways.
That's the delay. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, for a second, I thought you said, like, oh, now I know why JD does not have a career. He said all those things about Mexicans.
No, sometimes Steam will just automatically update your games, and... It's fine unless you're in a Skype call and Steam decides it's going to update every game you have.
That's why I turn off Steam.
Yeah, I should do that just during the podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with these guys. Like they come across as people who think they know what they're talking. They have this like early. College, maybe late high school mentality, and these guys...
Hell, I knew people at the end of college who were still acting like that. Like, I took a philosophy course at one point.
Mm-hmm. And these guys...
We watched Batman Begins, and I learned that there was a lot of niche properties inside of Batman Begins.
Batman Begins!
That's what I did in my ethics course. We watched Batman and talked about... ethical philosophies that are recorded.
My intro to philosophy course in college, we watched in high school, we watched the Charlie Brown Christmas special.
Okay.
Talking about, like, relativity, about how, like, the Christmas tree may look, like, nice to Charlie Brown, but everyone else sees it as a piece of shit.
Go on.
No, okay. And this reminds me of Digital Homicide. No, it's
Will you compare it to A Summer's Day?
Shall I compare you to A Summer's Day? Something dark side. Anyway,
Month of May.
William Shakespeare was like the best rapper in his day.
Yeah.
Do you think Shakespeare had like poem battles?
No, I don't.
Good. I'm glad I went nowhere.
Because Shakespeare didn't exist because of a book I read in high school. What?
It was bacon all along.
Kevin Bacon.
No. All right. English majors will get that joke. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, us history majors are just going to be like, well, what the fuck is that? How do I get a job? Oh God, I'm poor. Why did I go to school for a degree that gets me nothing in life?
English majors are like, we're kind of like that, except we kind of not.
No, it's like those kind of majors. It's always like, well, I could go teach and give up on the rest of my life, or
dude, my mom's a teacher.
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean like. Well, my mom's dead, so it's not cool.
Well, my dad is dead. Anyway, I think we said all about Digital Homicide that we had to. Because what else?
How can, like... But, no, you were talking about how they sound like junior philosophy majors, like...
They sound like, not even that, they just sound like, people who think I might, like, they were all trying to do, like, gotcha, Jim, gotcha, you gotcha, and Jim's like, no, you did not. Like, I explained this to you, like, 100 times before.
Well, he talked about gotcha journalism and how it felt like these guys were, like, a product of, we just read gotcha journalism.
Gotcha.
So,
Miles Morales.
Do we want to move on to any games we've gamed?
No. You wanted to talk about Miles Morales.
I don't know. The last time we talked about this, I went off on a tangent, and you're just like, yeah, I guess that's cool, whatever, bro.
Try to keep yourself on the. You know what? I was gonna say try to keep yourself on the track, but for the last 20 minutes, we learned that we can do that.
Yeah, no, you're like, hey, try to keep on the rails, buddy, when you're like fucking like are you like talking to a bull and you're like, come on, dude, just like,
Why am I talking to a bowl?
No, I'm sorry. I love
like a basketball, or what do you eat cereal from?
I love this that I'm looking at our Google Doc for potential talking ideas. I wrote down weird streams, and you added after that weird streams of pee. I didn't even know if I wanted to talk about that topic. That was just such a weird topic. I was on this.
We can always talk about weird streams of pee.
Yeah.
You ever try to pee and it all comes out two ways?
I was watching this stream of pee, and this guy, like, someone donated to him, which means he has to read what was ever donated to him. Okay. Like, what note came with it.
Okay.
And he's reading this note, and the note just says, "Hey, can you give us your ideas on not feminism. Yeah, feminism. I thought I was saying femininity for some reason. So the note just said, "Hey, can you tell us your thoughts on feminism?" And just immediately I was like, "Oh God, just stop!
Not thinking.
No.
Can
I donate to make you not talk about your ideas of feminism?"
At that point, would you rather see a stream of pee?
Yeah, I probably would have. And so then this guy's just like, I guess I think that the idea is cool, but, I've seen some feminists before in the past, like, try to turn it into more of a we want women above men, and that's not cool. I once saw a news report that was like this woman talking about feminism. It wasn't really feminism. She just sounded like she wanted women to be on the upper and men to be on the lower, and it should be about both races coming together. That's what feminism should be. And that's not a terrible answer. I mean, I think that's kind of a answer we see too much, is people like trying to be like, well, feminism kind of like, yeah, they blah, blah, blah. I've told you about that guy who I tweeted out about this one actor calling a character he played a feminist. And the guy was literally like, well, he's not a feminist. And I'm like, well, the actor fucking says he is.
I love it whenever people try to, talk about what something is, regardless if the artists themselves or people involved in it explicitly state that, it's not or not meant to be.
And then someone throws down the word egalitarian.
Yep.
But, like, then the fucking stream chat just became
a piss chat.
It became a piss because everyone was just like, you should be an egalitarian. And I was just like, no.
I know, because I read the dictionary.
It was just like, it was the worst stream chat I've seen in a while.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, nothing more to talk about that. What is Fire Emblem's Fate misinformation? I didn't write that.
I did.
But I am very interested in Fire Emblem Fates. So what is the misinformation?
Well, here comes the thing. I'm not really
Are you talking about the gay thing?
Yeah, it turns out...
Okay, so let me try to see if I can... So... There's going to be two versions, like Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, but or Red and Blue, or Silver and Gold,
Silver and Gold,
or Ruby and Sapphire, or
Ruby and Sapphire. Those are my favorite Steven Universe characters.
X and Y,
X and Y. Those are my favorite variables.
I just farted.
I just farted. Those are my favorite Pokemon editions.
So there's going to be two versions of Fire Emblem Fates. And I forget what the names of them are. They're really dumb, like cowardice. No, it's like courage and
the cowardly dog,
determination, or something like that.
When I hear the determination, I keep thinking of this story back in I read in 3rd grade about the determined turkey. He was like trying to get like the right fit to win an award for Thanksgiving, not knowing he's going to get eaten.
Well, whenever I think of stupid video game names, I think of what the next Star Ocean. Hold on, I want to Star Ocean.
Who cares about Star Ocean in 2015?
Oh, well, someone did, apparently. Because the name of the next Star Ocean, I kid you not, is Star Ocean, Integrity, and Faithlessness. As, like, the fuck is that? Like... I just want to make a video game name now, and I want to give it, like, the longest name possible.
Star Ocean, could you please give us the psychology of integrity that gives our lives meaningfulness?
But, so the idea with Fire Emblem is there's going to be one version, and they're going to be from what I'm hearing, because I haven't been reading up on the game too much, I want to kind of be surprised when I get to play it. Mm-hmm. So the idea is...
Well, keep in mind this was misinformation spread. Go on.
There's going to be like a war going on, and each version of the game has you playing as two factions on different sides of the war.
Damn.
So one version of the game is one faction on the red side of the war. One faction is the blue side of the war.
Red and blue,
and you might be fighting against characters from the other versions. Which is kind of a cool way to make me want to buy both instead of just being like, they have like 20 different Pokemon that you can't get in there. You got to trade them. Fuck you.
I hate the Pokemon I hate whenever you have to trade Pokemon to get certain Pokemon.
Or fucking Hunter into Gengar.
That's like my favorite. I love Gengar. He's like my favorite. I hate having to trade to get him.
I need to fucking... No, I loved... was it Sandshrew? Could only be on like red. And that was like one of my favorite Pokemons growing up. And,
I see how it is. I don't know why I said it like that.
Yeah, why? You really hate Sandshrew?
No.
Because I grew up in Texas and there's a fucking armadillo. Go figure. I was like,
that explains a lot, actually.
But so one of the Fire Emblem Fates versions is going to feature a male character who is gay and can fall in love with the avatar player character.
You really?
And then the other version's going to have a lesbian character.
Oh, wait. Well, first off, I think the character you're talking about is a bisexual.
Is it bisexual?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I
don't know the difference.
It's not a thing of difference. It's just what I've heard. I haven't looked into this.
I think that's what I wanted to talk about. Like, so pretty much there was this thing going around based off like a mistranslated Tumblr post where
the best source of news.
The
penguins are all dying. We all need to sign this petition on go.org.
It's like save the penguins, give them more fish. Give them tuxedos.
There was this great video called... This guy made these series of Flash animations called Welcome To series. And it was just
I think the people who watch this already have seen that video if they're watching us.
Okay, but he made Welcome to Tumblr, and the best part was he just kept joking about how Tumblr is a great source of news, and like people would just keep interrupting him for absurd things like, the penguins are dying! Just because, like, Christina once, like, she's like, hey, Bret, can you check this? And I, like, read this article she got. I'm like, Christina, this is bullshit. This is, like, borderline Onion article. And she's like, yeah, I thought it was, but it's just, like, everyone's posting it like it's real.
Well, everyone's saying it, so it must be true.
It's like that there used to be a great blog called, People Poorly Reacting to Onion Articles.
You mean like the guy from FIFA?
Yeah, it was stuff like that. Like, my favorite was one that was like, Obama officially declares all-out war on Christianity while humming about how Satan will save us all. And someone posted that and it's like, I thought he was bad before, but this just takes the cake. And I'm like, the fake Onion article is... It's like...
Oh my god. There was one Onion article about, like, weed, and the whole thing was like, you know, you are probably paranoid, you'll never get a job, your parents know that you're high, everyone knows that you're high. And then, like, people are posting that on Facebook going like, this is real, oh my god, and I'm thinking, you guys are too high.
I think my favorite Onion article in a while has been 97% of Americans unprepared for Sneak's sucker punch. And it's just an image of a dude getting punched full force in the gut while walking down the street.
I was thinking of just someone just dropping a DVD copy of the movie Sucker Punch.
That's also something a lot of Americans are unprepared for.
It's like, oh my god, alright, so... Hey, we did it again! Fate... I was gonna say Fate Stay Night, no.
Fate Stay Night Emblem?
Yeah, Fate Stay Fire Emblem. Fates. Fates Emblem Fire. Yeah, I did it backwards this time.
Fates under Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Fates of the Emblem Fire.
Skies of Fire Emblem.
State Night. Alright, so...
Fire Emblem State of Mind.
Yeah. Fire Emblem. I've been up the dreams and face gave you what happened to this. How many other people are going to sing your podcast? We could be wrong. Anyway.
Fuck you. This is our podcast.
Yep. We sing all the time. Beyonce.
Fuck you, the only 3 people who watch this, and then we're like, I don't really watch video game podcasts, but you guys
Alicia
are okay.
Keys, Beyonce, the other one, we rock.
I don't know why, but I always just love the other one as a punchline and a joke.
That wasn't even Destiny's Child lineup. There's Beyonce.
So what's your issue? And while you're talking about your issue with Fire Emblem, I'm gonna look up to see.
No, apparently there was this rumor going around on Tumblr, the best source for news.
Best source of news. Where
a woman, a bisexual woman, whenever she sees cute girls, she would faint. She's like, oh, that's cute, and so the protagonist slips in. Apparently, according to that article, the protagonist slips in something to make her. Something in her drink, a whole magic thing in her drink. So when she drinks it, she starts thinking all guys look like girls and vice versa. So now she'll have an easier time working alongside girls to fight. And at the end, when the war wears out, as this is going on, she falls in love with the protagonist. But at the end, at the end, she says I could have been, I see you as a guy now, but I'm still in love with you. So basically, the idea was that. This person was drugged into going from supposedly lesbian to straight. But later on, that proved that that's not the case at all. Because in the original...
what I'm reading here says that she was bisexual before the drug. Mm-hmm. It was just the drug was used to help for battle. I mean, it still sounds kind of like an iffy plot.
Yeah. Now it turns out it's she still wants. She went there consensually. Could you give me this magic spell to make the things and I even it's still iffy. I've seen a lot of articles immediately jump in and take that the original news article as fact as opposed to fact checking and seeing
Yeah, I mean, this kind of stuff happens. I think another case of something similar, not completely the same, was IGN a few years ago posted an article called, it was about, gay characters in video games.
Mm-hmm. That was by Jack DeVries, right?
Jack DeVries. And there was a big uproar because people thought Jack shouldn't be writing about gay people because he wasn't gay, which I don't think is... I think it's pretty weird to say people can't write about gay, especially because Jack's article was incredibly just trying to celebrate gay people in the video game community, mm-hmm. Gay characters. He wanted to talk about I think my most upsetting thing by this was he never got to write his part 2 of the article, which was going to be about the guy from Persona 4, who was voiced by Troy Baker.
The bisexual. Supposedly bisexual. Yeah. Supposedly.
Yeah. Well, the person that everyone calls gay.
He's not. I know.
I've always said, and I think me and Christine always talk about it, where it's he's not really gay. It's more of the fact that he's kind of coming into his sexuality and is confused by his body. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of body identification era, and, stuff like that. He's attracted to someone, but he thinks that because this person is a woman or is a man, he's gay, but he doesn't understand what that means for his body, and he's very confused by that. And then, I mean, hell, spoilers for a 20-year-old game that's been remade 8 times. It turns out that the woman is that the man is actually a woman, and it's kind of the writers of Persona are great, by the way, for how they deal with kids and how they just their kind of issues. One of the kids teases Kanji. They're just gonna be racist and just be no, isn't Kanji the right? Whatever.
Kanji is his name too.
Okay, Kanji.
Let's call him Bob.
Some of the other characters make fun of him, and they're just oh, I'm a guy in a bathing suit. Should I be worried around you? And he's I'm not gay. And it's I think it's. I never really felt he was supposed to be a gay character. I felt his character which is kind of like why like I get really upset. Like not really upset. I'm not gonna act like this is.
I'm angry. No,
but
I feel like
I saw critical not critical extra credits once talking about him, and they're like, he's gay de facto. Get over it. And it's like, no, because I think
the thing
that's
about like sexuality is not
sexuality is broad, and it is not the black and white that hell even like we were growing up with, where it was like straight or gay. It's like there's so much now, and you gotta learn.
Also, you gotta keep in mind, like going back to Jack DeVries' article. Jack DeVries, that article outed him as a gay man. He is a gay man.
So that I didn't finish that. Yeah, like what kind of upset me about that article was like everyone's like a straight man can't talk like that, and like
I'm not straight.
He was forced to write that by IGN's parent company, and that is how his family found out he was gay. And it's like, so people back, instead of people just being like,
but going back to like the Fire Emblem thing, it's just like the reason I brought it up was because people were so gun ho to like bring up something that was not fact checked, that was like, you know, that was just taken from a Tumblr post and thinking like, oh, this is like de facto, we have to post this right now without really researching into it. And that's what gets me. It's like something like that can happen in many sites. I think I've seen this in Kotaku, and I've seen them in other. Like, I don't know why. Like that's sort of.
Although, I'm sorry. Her marriage dialogue, like so in Fire Emblem, you build up a connection between people, and so the way the connections are built up like stories. Like one of the ones in Fire Emblem that I like is there's this girl who's really creepy who stalks the main character. So if you develop a relationship with her, the main character tries to get her to act more normal. And so as the events take place, and these happen over the course of the game, she starts trying to talk more normal in these situations. Like, she'll be like, golly gee willigers, I hope that today is a bright and beautiful day, even though she's wearing, like, black makeup and eyeliner and looks like, you know, like,
Like my dream girl?
Yeah, it looks like she goes to, like, a death metal jam.
She must be the main character for Darkness.
Yeah.
Or Hatred,
the female version of the guy from Darkness.
Or Hatred.
Or I was going to say Hatred. That's what I meant to say.
My name is not important, you know,
it's kind of like a funny, like, it's like a funny little side story where it's like, oh, she says that she's a little creepy. The main character says, hey, can you tone it down a little? She tones it down a little, but then it ends up with her, like, the main character being like, hey, sorry, I kind of made you act differently. That's kind of fucked up. Can you go back to being normal? And then they get married. Haha. Happiness, all right.
Do they fuck?
But, like, what I'm reading about, like, what happens with this character, so just the first part, it sounds like, so she gets nervous when she sees men she finds attractive.
No, she gets, when she sees cute girls, she faints. Like, oh, cute girl. Ooh.
Okay, so that anime trope.
Yeah.
So
anime.
He gives her a potion.
And the male, if it's going to be a male protagonist, it's like gives her like some sort of magic thing. Woo! Because she wanted, like, could you give me some sort of magic thing that makes me, like, you know, more comfortable around women or cute women in the battlefield?
Okay, so that doesn't sound too evil. Like, people were making this original article kind of makes it sound like they're just, like, really homophobic.
Yeah, and that's the point. It's like, you know, we've turned something that was, well, that could be slightly problematic, but we blew it all sky high, and I think that's why when people talk about social issues, this might be like another candy fodder for people who
but the dialogue that's been translated is pretty funny. My reply is, of course it's okay. There's no other man that could make my heart tighten. Is it Titan or Lighten? That's a really, oh god.
It's a Titan X.
This
it's a Gravis
like
card.
Helvetica font they're using. Like, it has a really weird T. Titan like this. I've loved you since the day I first saw you as a girl, even though this is a guy main character.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Right now, I also love the male Kamui? Whatever. I mean, when I drank that magic powder, I saw countless people as women, but the only one that made my heart throb was you, Kamui. Even now, my heart is beating fast. And then, no, here's where it gets bad. Hey, you want to try touching my chest?
So, yes or no?
YA, circle 1. No, I mean, this just looks like it's really weird Japanese writing. I don't know. I wouldn't be too offended by this.
I don't know. It's like, well...
I mean, what does it matter? I'm like straight cis.
Yeah, just
straight cis man.
Straight cis man.
I really did have a friend though who used to be like, "Oh, but I'm just a straight cis man, so what does it matter what I have to say?" Who the fuck has ever been like that? I mean, like, yeah, there's like really weird people who are like straight cis man, but even Tumblr makes fun of those people. So, like, who the fuck do you have to worry about?
I think these people who are like, hey, that girl is hot, but, feminist, I must be a sexist man. I'm like, no, you just think a girl is hot. That doesn't make you sexist.
Yeah, no.
It's like, get the fuck over yourselves. Like, why do people feel like, that they're such a...
Finally, a feminist that doesn't want to kill all men. It's like, I forgot that part of Anita Sarkeesian's videos. She just looks at the camera and she's like, all men must die. And then the dragon swoops in. And she's like, I am Daenerys Targaryen. The Iron Throne shall be mine.
Oh, fuck.
I'm glad you like that, because it took a lot out of me. I'm really glad I am home alone right now.
Oh, did you set up traps around the house? Oh, fuck.
Like little alarms in case people walk near me.
I have paint cans on the ropes in the stairwell.
No, because I've gotten, like, people in my house before, like, why were you yelling at someone to get fucked last night? I was like, oh, it's a video game thing. You wouldn't get it.
It's like I was going into really kicky stuff.
Yeah, I hate that. I have a couple of friends who are like, finally a feminist who doesn't want to kill all men. And it's just like,
what feminists do they know?
Yeah.
It's like... if they're meeting people that say kill all men, they must be going to the wrong places.
Yeah, no, you're going to weird places. It's like
maybe not go to the kill all men bar.
Yeah,
I thought it said Kalaman bar.
This is a little. I will be honest. I'm reading through what this character, like what they do. It's a little weird. Like. So, my weakness is cute girls. Around the type that I like, I end up fainting, even if I'm near them. Okay, so she's uncomfortable near cute girls.
It's like...
So the main character gives her a potion.
Mm-hmm. Love potion number 9.
Okay, it doesn't seem like this is the main character. Never mind, this is another side character.
See, like, a bunch of misinformation we don't know. Even I got it.
He can give her a potion. It lets her see all people as women, so she no longer feels... weirded out. Okay, that's not that bad. She sees all people as women, so she no longer has a fear of being around women. But then she wants this guy to rub her chest, because that's just... Okay, that's a little weird. But, no, it doesn't seem homophobic. That just seems like someone who's uncomfortable in their body.
The idea, early in the morning, it started off with people saying, like, turning a lesbian to straight. But then it learns out that the person's bisexual. Lesbian and bisexual are two different things. That's the message we want to get across. Bisexual is not gay.
I mean, I guess that Nintendo might have wanted to been a little forward with this and saying like, oh, this is a bisexual character. But like, I don't know.
More bisexual characters the better.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that it's weird that people just go like Nintendo thing, especially with all the shit Nintendo's been getting from the LGBT community for shit that they've done, like, you know, like making it impossible to marry, have gay or heterosexual.
I was always I was always upset at the people at the, you know, especially the straight people who were saying like, it's just a game, it's not a big deal. Because I guarantee these will be the same people who always complain about like stuff like Mass Effect 3 ending or stuff like.
Well, no. Or, it's like the people who say like, oh, what does it matter that you can't have a gay relationship in Fire Emblem, are probably the people who like, and this is no joke, who complained about the relationships in Dragon Age Inquisition because there was no quote unquote hot chick, and like. Because the two straight female, like the two, not straight, but the two heterosexual male options were Josephine, who's an Antivan merchant. I believe she's Antivan. Or is she Rivieran? I forget which one she is. But she's a very dark-skinned merchant. She's supposed to be based on like a Spanish merchant kind of character.
Ooh,
and
Spanish.
then the other is Cassandra, who is
she's a Soul Calibur character.
Yes, Navarin, and she's supposed to be like a Germanic, like paladin kind of like character.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing is, like, people are like, Cassandra has short hair and a scar over her face, and the other one's kind of black. It's like, that's not what I find attractive. And it's like, okay, first off, that's fucked up that you're just like, there's no fucked off for me to stick it in today.
I thought the other one's kind of black.
And it's just like, I don't know. I really like the relationships in
Inquisition?
What do you call
The gym,
in Inquisition?
in the Gymquisition.
Like, to the Gymquisition. Because, like, as much as it's like BioWare has kind of had a hard time making it so that relationships just aren't, hey, Cassandra, I've given you 18 gifts, now bend over. You're mine now. And it's like, they've had an issue with that in the past, where that's kind of what it feels like. But they actually,
You brought back the Triforce. Now you can finger me.
Fuck. They kind of made it so more like the relationships actually kind of felt more like realistic than just like, hi, Captain, I think you're hot. Well, do you want to fuck? Sure. It's more like Cassandra actually has a great relationship where she's like this stoic, like paladin, keeper of the faith kind of character.
Is she like Batman?
And then you find out she's super into romance novels. Like smutty romance novels, like 50 Shades of Grey level romance novels.
I'm expecting, like, if I want to see a real relationship in, like, a video game, I'm expecting, like, just two people, like, in a living room just playing on their phones. It's
so
like,
do you do, like, 3 dates where you're, like, really nervous and you keep fucking things up, and then on, like, the 8th date, you're just like, hey, do you want to just watch, like, an episode of Futurama? Well, like, you give me a HJ. And that's, like, what a dating video game would be like. HJ, it stands for hand job.
I know, but that's a weird way to say it. HJ sounds like some sort of
You're not gonna be in your apartment when you had like 3 other roommates and be like, hey, give me an HJ.
No, it's like it sounds like some sort of like back problem.
I
got
have
HJ
so
on my
many
back.
weird situations when I've been living with people where it's like, one day I grabbed Christina's boob and then my roommate walked into I jokingly grabbed her boob and then my roommate walked in, looked at me and her, and like we all like looked at each other, and then he just turned and walked into our kitchen, grabbed some food, and walked out of the fucking building. And I'm like, well, I've got to explain this to him later.
That sounds like an episode of Three's Company, only with boob grabbing.
And then like one day, I grabbed Christina's stomach, and I do this joke because Christina does not want kids, and neither do I. So sometimes I like to mess with her, and I like to grab her stomach and whisper into her ear. I like to go like, I'm gonna put a fucking baby in her. And I did that.
Don't do that ever again.
I did that, and my fucking brother-in-law walked into the room as I was saying that. I was like, oh, God.
Tune in next week. This sounds like
You want to wrap it up there?
This sounds like a lame,
Wrap it up
sick...
on my brother-in-law hearing a really bad place joke.
Wrap it up, wrap it in. Let me begin. 8 Mile. Lose yourself. So that was the greatest podcast that ever was.
I'm glad you liked it, because, like, we recorded Ruin the Magic again.
We recorded, like, 5 times, and we couldn't get it right, because we ended up saying...
We recorded once previously, and Eli's like, yeah, fuck this. I'm deleting this. Fuck it. Burn it to the ground.
No, I just felt like I wasn't picking up my pace in that one.
No, I felt like I was talking too much, and I was holding you off from being able to talk.
Yeah, but you still did that today.
Follow me,
so,
1T Bret on Twitter.
Yeah, so follow him on 1T Bret on Twitter. Follow me at EliRV1, the number 1, on Twitter.
Also, follow at your dreams.
Follow Friday.
After saying that, I was like, "Fuck! I really want to go get that that tag." But then I just realized it's gotta be gone. It's gotta be gone.
Oh shit! One moment.
Also, I've decided that every week I'm gonna randomly tell people to follow someone. Follow Gail Simone. She's a comic book creator, and she's great. At Gail Simone.
At Gail Simone. Also, I want you to follow this great guy.
I believe it's Gail Simone.
Yeah,
let me check that.
I'm gonna follow Steve, do something else. I want you to follow this great guy. He's up and coming. You know, he's a comedian, and I really like his work. At Eli RV1. And,
oh no, that guy's kind of a prick.
What are you talking? What do you ever do?
I heard he's an SJW.
Oh fuck! I'm not.
So yeah, at Gail Simone.
Yeah,
at Gail Simone.
Is she an SJW?
She is kind of SJW.
Oh my god.
Fucking, we're at war with them.
We're at war with them.
This is war.
Okay? This is war.
And this
on the battlefield.
This isn't just World of Warcraft. This is World of Warcraft with SJWs.
Winter is coming. Yeah. We wanted to talk quick
because I interrupted you a little bit too much.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about like the Fire Emblem thing. What just worried me most about the entire thing was that when this whole story about that came out and was exposed in like game journalist websites, it almost felt like a parody of what a lot of people were complaining or stereotyping a lot of games journalists for being.
Well, I mean, like, you know, we've always seen that where it's like, oh, games journalists don't really go for the correct story. They're very reactionary. And, you know, I felt indifferent towards some of that stuff before, but this is very much like, I mean, this fucking article used Tumblr as a source.
And it's not even like just like some. Because that's what bothered me. A lot of people like to complain, even especially people who complain about social issues being in video games, which they are implicit or not. But this over here is a social issue. Talk about a game, you know, getting a lot of things wrong. It's being very reactionary and
well, and it's also like, oh, I'm sorry. I promised I wouldn't interrupt.
No, go on.
I feel like they're not talking about the right things even. So
exactly.
The basic tenet is. This girl comes to this guy and is like, I can't get my mind off of these women.
I can't get my mind these bitches. Go on.
And I feel that that's my weakness because she's a warrior. That I actually get that. I like that. Like, not like that. I don't think it's great.
It's a stupid. When you think about it, it's a really stupid anime plot point.
But it's a plot point. It makes sense in the context. It's not super offensive. She's like, hey, I find women attractive.
But still,
that
like, you know, she's
down
fainting
on
at the
skills.
sight. She's still fainting at the sight of women, and like.
Okay, no. But my thing was just that the article was like, she says it's a weakness. I'm like, well, if you're fainting from seeing women and you're a warrior going into battle, then that is kind of a weakness.
Yeah. It's like you should do something about that.
The issue was that this character gives her the drug unknowingly, and that's a little creepy. That's the creepy.
No,
part.
The whole thing about being
on...
misinformation is about it being like consensual or not, and
yeah.
just either way, you're still using a drug in order to like get her.
Oh, is it still like they don't know? Because it sounded like it wasn't consensual. The issue people had, which is what I'm getting, is that the issue people have is it's like, oh, you're forcing a lesbian into loving a man. And it's like, no, because if you read the translation, it doesn't sound like, it sounds like she's like, oh, well, you know, I've gotten to know you for your personality. I really like you. I don't care what your gender is.
No, I mean, even they saying beforehand, I'm getting sources saying like beforehand she was a bisexual, regardless.
Yes, that's what Nintendo seems to have claimed.
Mm-hmm.
She's bisexual beforehand, before any of this, and she just finds this guy attractive.
Thanks, Legend of Korra. That's the name.
But yeah,
right.
yeah, Legend of Korra.
Good.
Two female bisexual characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think my issue is that people are focusing on her saying that her finding women are attractive and fainting is a weakness, and the idea that she was maybe prayed the gay away, and people are focusing more on that. And there's like kind of a legitimate issue of, was she drugged without her consent? Because that's kind of fucked up. Like, that's a legitimate issue. That's a legitimate concern. Instead of this, like, was she prayed the gay away? When, you know, like, it turns out she's a bisexual character outright. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where people should have focused their attention. But it kind of seems like it's a little bit more of an attention grabber.
Yeah,
like,
it's like...
straight, lesbian character forced straight.
Yeah, and that's the reactionary thing that gets me, especially on the internet. It's like, it's one thing when someone on Twitter or Tumblr is acting like, about like, oh, how dare they say this without really understanding like full context. Just, I'll be honest.
That's where the Spider-Man stuff I saw,
Yeah.
or like the let's boycott Spider-Man because it's a black guy. Like, yeah. It's like if a major news network did that.
Yeah, it's
wow.
yeah, but, yeah, exactly. And to be honest, like I had to stop myself from doing that as well because I felt like my first reaction was, I can't believe they would do that. But then I had stopped. I took a breath and I was like, I'm gonna wait till like the full story comes out. I'm gonna wait till like this sounds a bit too ridiculous to put out.
And again, I think the drug thing is a little fucked up. And the fact, and I really hope that is a mistranslation, the do you want to feel my chest part at the end. I feel like that has to be like a, oh, feel my heartbeat, not feel my chest.
I think, hey, Bret, do you want to feel my chest?
All right, that's good enough. We're done.